What's up, everybody? It's Tas here. So ARK Invest just launched a brand new ETF today called the ARKX, ARK Space Exploration and Innovation ETF, and this gives you exposure to space exploration, including orbital and suborbital aerospace enabling technologies, beneficiaries of aerospace activities such as agriculture, internet access, GPS, construction, and imaging. And I want to break down overall what stocks are included in this ETF today. I want to go over more of, some of the numbers behind everything, as well as what the chart is looking like. So hit the like button, subscribe, make sure to go down below, get $30 from M1 Finance, 2 stocks from WeBull, and check out my Patreon, and let's get right into the video. So yeah, we said it here. ARKX is the ARK Space Exploration and Innovation ETF. It currently has about 42 holdings, I believe, and the typical number of holdings, as you guys can see here, is between 40 and 55 holdings. The weighted average market cap is $176 billion. Median market cap is $30 billion. And the portfolio manager is none other than Catherine D. Wood, the celebrity that's blown up over the past 2 years. She's become a celebrity now in the finance community. And you guys can see here, and I always recommend when you're looking at an ETF, you must look at the prospectus, read deep into the ETF, and just do a lot of research into it, which we're not going to dive too deep into it today, but we're going to look at some things on the surface. The ARK Space Fund investment objective is long-term growth of capital. ARKX is an actively managed ETF that will invest under normal circumstances, primarily at least 80% of its assets in domestic and foreign equity securities of companies that are engaged in the fund's investment theme of space exploration and innovation. And like we read earlier, guys, a lot of these investments, and we'll take a look at them now in a second, some of them aren't directly related to space, but they can indirectly assist, right? Like we saw with internet access, GPS, construction. This assists different, projects in space and so forth. So I believe it's actually an interesting way that she put this together, and everybody over there at ARK. This is a very cool fund, and full disclosure, I haven't bought this yet, and I don't really plan on buying it in the near term, but I'm definitely watching it, and who knows, maybe in the future I do end up adding this ETF. Just wanted to share that with you all, that I'm not in this one right now. And if we take a look at their holdings and a little bit more in depth here of the ETF, what's going on, an active share of the S&P 500, 94%. Okay, that's pretty interesting there. The expense ratio is 0.75%, which pretty much means if you have $100 in ARKX, for example, hypothetically, they're going to be taking 75 cents from you. So if you have $1,000, they're going to be taking, what's the math on that? $7.50 and so forth, guys, right? And let's be honest, 0.75% is on the higher end, but you have to understand this is an actively traded fund, and ARK in the past with their previous, or their existing, shall I say, ETFs, they have beaten the market, so that 0.75%, you could argue, is justifiable. And if we take a look down here at their top 10 holdings, and you notice here in their top 10, and remember I said they have about 42 holdings, but the top 10 make up 50% of the overall holdings. So keep that in mind. You guys can see that number right down here at the bottom right, and we can see the biggest, and I'll be honest, some of these companies I don't even know. Well, most of these on the top 10 I know, some I still don't know, and when we look at the other ones, some of those I don't even know either. But number one, we have Trimble Inc. at 8.3%. This company provides technology solutions that enable professionals and field mobile workers to enhance or transform their work processes worldwide. It operates through 4 segments: buildings and infrastructure, geospatial, resources and utilities, as well as transportation. So that is number one with an 8.3% weighting. Then they have the 3D printing ETF, which is a 6.1% weighting, followed by Kratos Defense and Security. We see JD.com on here, Komatsu, Lockheed Martin, Thales, SA, Boeing. So these are the top 10 holdings. And if we pull up this list right here, let me make sure you guys can see it. I'll make my face a bit smaller, pop myself to the top. Let's say right here, we'll put myself right there. You guys can now see the other companies that are in this ETF. We have Nvidia, we have Deere & Co., we have Amazon. Amazon, you might be asking yourself, why the heck is Amazon in this ETF? And I asked myself that, but if you're looking at the Internet of Things, Amazon is within that category. Maybe down the line, there could be something there. Amazon with space, Internet, and we see here Alphabet, Google, in other words, that's also in this ETF. You could argue that they could be, correlated with space in terms of AI, Internet, and they could also add more stability to this particular ETF. We have Garmin, we have Virgin Galactic, SPCE, which is a direct play when it comes to space. Alibaba Group is another one, ticker symbol BABA. We have Airbus. We have Netflix, which is another interesting one. On top of that, we have Workhorse Group, ticker symbol WKHS, Tencent Holdings, Atlas Crest Investments. So these are, and I said 42 holdings before. Based on this list, there's 38 holdings. So, and they want to be between 44 and 50, 55 in the future based on what we saw earlier in this video. So they're probably going to add more to this. Maybe they add Momentous, SRAC. I'm actually surprised I didn't see that one in the ETF. I thought they would have bought that. At least make it a small position. I mean, that's what I thought they were going to do. I wasn't expecting them, because we got news of this ETF a couple weeks ago, right? I wasn't expecting them to make SRAC Momentous like a 5% position or anything, but I did expect it to be maybe a 1%er, and we're not seeing it in here, and we'll see. Maybe that is the one they do end up adding in the next couple of weeks here. So like I said, guys, I mean, I don't own any of this as of now, and I don't plan on buying it in the near term, meaning in the next couple of weeks. Maybe down the line in 6 months, 3 months, 12 months, I end up picking up some of this to add to my, space exposure. But as of now, I feel like I already have a good amount of exposure in this industry, and it's more concentrated exposure via Virgin Galactic, ticker symbol SPCE. This is definitely my biggest position when it comes to space, and I feel like that is good for me at this point in time. When you look at your overall portfolio, you have to ask yourself, am I overexposed in any certain area? And at this point, I would definitely not consider myself overexposed when it comes to the space industry. But I feel like if I added this and I started buying this, and I still buy SPC periodically, Virgin Galactic, I feel like at that point, I'd be too exposed. And who knows, maybe in the future, this is also a possibility for me. Hear me out, guys. Maybe in the future, if Virgin Galactic sees a massive run, I'm already up 100% plus on the position, right? If it goes up a couple 100% and I'm like, okay, I made some money here, let me sell out. What I might do is sell out of Virgin Galactic and then just buy this ETF to have more broad exposure. That's actually a good idea. I might consider that. I'm not going to just jump the gun and do that now, but that is a consideration I am having. And let me know your guys' thoughts on that down below. And I know I said I'd show you guys the charts, and this is what we're seeing right now. And mind you, there's only 1 day of action because this ETF started trading today on March 30th, 2021. And there hasn't been, it has been a bit volatile, but not too much action. It opened up, I'm not too sure exactly what it opened up at, maybe $20.30 or something. It popped to $20.70. That was the high from the day. And then you guys can see that big drop off from about $20.70 to $20, almost flat. So that was about a 3% drop. Then we saw the double bottom at about $20. That was earlier in the day. Now we're seeing, since that point, a double bottom breakout and consolidation around $20.40 as resistance to $20.30 as support. So that's kind of where we're at right now. And we do have about 3.5 hours left of trading at the time I'm filming this video. When you're watching the video, this probably played out a bit more. So look and see what it's doing. Is it going to break out of 2040 and see a rally towards the highs, maybe from earlier today, that would obviously be very bullish. Or do we dump off and maybe fill the gap down to $20, which again is where we double bottomed earlier in the day? So technically speaking, I mean, that is kind of what I'm looking at. And again, I'd love to know your thoughts, what you're watching down below in the comments, and let me know overall what you're thinking about this ETF. Did you buy any? Are you staying away from it? Or is it on your medium-term watch list, kind of the way it is for me? Let me know in the comments, and make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you guys want to. And also check out the free links down below. The Strive Smart Discord chat, you guys can get $30 from M1 Finance, 2 stocks from WeBull valued up to $1,600, and you can check out my Patreon for buy and sell alerts, call-outs, morning update videos, more access to me throughout the day. All of those are linked right down below. So I'll catch you all in the next video. Thanks for watching. As always, stay safe out there, guys. Keep crushing the markets. Peace out.